very good afternoon to everyone. A very warm welcome to the centre of the karting universe. Literally, because as you can see on your screen, despite the fact it is now the 2nd day of October already, 2022, the sun is shining, it is 20 degrees Celsius, and we are ready to race for the titles, the 2022 WSK Open Cup. Great to have your company watching us live on wsk.it and also on Motorsport TV as well. 206 drivers from 48 different nations right here at this world-famous circuit built back in the late 1980s. We decide the title as this championship built some history. First run at this very circuit in 2018. Just over 200 drivers from all around the world for this, the WSK Open Cup, the single race event here at Lonato. Before we race the first of our 4 finals for OK Junior, let's check out some of the highlights of a fantastic week at the centre of the karting universe, South Garda Karting Lonato. Racing in the rain. In fact, we qualified in the rain. Maciej Guadish, who won the 2020 WSK Mini Open Cup. That was at Adria. That was 2 years ago. He took pole position in his Ricky Flynn Motorsport Lando Norris kart. In fact, RFM have been the team to beat, and Salim Hanna Hernandez will line up on pole position in a moment. Tayem Sala 307, the German champion in the Kart Republic, will line up on the outside of the front row of the grid after a fantastic run throughout the heats. Don't discount Koski Motorsport. The Australian driver in the Koski Motorsport Tony Kart will be in contention, Griffin Peebles, along with Miguel Costa, who despite this incident in one of the heats yesterday, will be in contention for the title, starting somewhere near the front of the grid as we race over 17 laps. So the scene is now set for the OK Junior final, 17 laps. Just over 25 kilometres of this circuit. We go back to the first champion, Kirill Smal, who won the title in 2018 for Ward Racing, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He won a year later in the junior category for Kart Republic here at the circuit before he joins us next weekend for the Italian F4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion just up the Autostrada at Monza. 2020 was fast Freddy for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. In 2021, it was James Zagotzi, the American, who took the junior title for the Tony Kart racing team. In 2022, it was, well, it will be, we'll find out in 17 laps. Perfect conditions, much different to the downpour on Friday. It rained, then it rained again, and then it kept raining. We raced all of the 14 heats in the rain on Friday. Yesterday, well, drying conditions, beautiful sunshine on the 2nd day of October 2022. Where did the year go? This is the third last event on the WSK calendar. As the 3-minute board goes up, there's the RFM duo. Salim Hanna Hernandez, El Colombiano, in form behind him. Here's Maciej Guadish. We look to the other side of the grid, Tayem Sala, the Kart Republics. We'll go wheel to wheel. There's the Pink Panther. So much support for the Austrian Nicholas Schaufler. Yes, we do come back to Lonato on the 13th of November. That's for round 2 of the WSK Final Cup. Round 1, we go back to the south of Italy, Sarno Circuito Internazionale Napoli for the WSK Final Cup over 2 rounds on November 6th, and back here at Lonato to finish off what has been a pretty good 2022, particularly if we don't mention the last 2 years. The WSK Final Cup in a month at Sarno, and then a week later back here at Lonato. Great to have your company as we prepare to race the OK Junior Final. We'll take a look at the grid for you in just a moment. The 36 karts are on the grid. The RFM drivers, positions 1 and 3. Critically, it's the inside line, the cursed outside line here at Lonato. A consistent disadvantage. We'll see if that plays true in a few moments' time as the karts are pushed into life. This is the grid. Salim Hanna Hernandez on pole position, El Colombiano. Tayem Sala, Maciej Guadish, Nicholas Schaufler. Griff is alongside Jimmy, Newman Chi, and the Glaswegian Zach Drummond. Miguel Costa from Brazil, and Petra Ajib for the Lennox Racing Team. Guy Elbaz from the Holy Land of Israel alongside his Ward Racing teammate Elliot Kaczynski. Ed Robinson alongside the newly crowned reigning world champion Enzo Tavanishkul. Jacopo Martinez, Lito Lunita, Fluxa, then Lewis Werrell, Andy Consani, Kirill Ditsiev, and the Australian for the Chemic Europe team, Brad Madgman. Dries van Langendonk, Kian Fardier, Molnar, Rene Lammers, Len Nish, then it's Scott Lindblom, Sebastian Korpang, Jedison Skulinoff, Alpak Soy, and Alfie Slater back out of 30 for RFM after a tough run through the heats. Victor Brandt Smith for Diamond Racing on debut in WSK. Mattia Kolnagi, Cosmo Christopher, that's David. AOG, Alex O'Grady, the Irishman for Forza. The Canadian Jensen Burnett back with us. And the Dane from Spain, Louis Lefort, on grid 36 for the Saudi Kart Racing team. The RFM Lando Norris karts, 1-3 on the grid. Watch for Griffin Peebles, he's out of grid 5, but critically on the inside for Koski Motorsports. Welcome to the center of the karting universe, the WSK Open Cup. And it's El Colombiano, Salim Hanna Hernandez, who leads them up to the line. We race! RFM 1-2, the karts that were 1-3-5 on the grid. Go first, second and third, Griffin Peebles from grid 5 for Koski Motorsport, the Australian, into third place. Great start by the first of the Forza Racing karts, just behind. But it's the RFM duo who go 1-2. Griffin Peebles in third. As they come up the hill for the first time, there's Newman Chi, the Chinese driver for the Beyond Racing team, in position 4. Tayam Sala is back behind Miguel Costa, who's made a great start. Coming from grid 9, the 5th row of the grid, he's in position 5. Down into the hairpin for the first time, Salim Hanna Hernandez. Super start from the South American. Ricky Flynn Motorsport first and second place. The gap already is 0.7 of a second between the Colombian and the pole. Maciej Guadic in second place. Griffin Peebles looks good here. Coming back from injury. The Australian driver looks over his left shoulder, and right behind him for the Beyond Racing team at position 4 is Newman Chi, who goes around the outside as Griffin almost runs into the back of Maciej. And the Australian from a podium position is now back in position 5. Costa on the charge goes through. He's one step off the podium. Newman Chi in position 3, but it's RFM 1 and 2. Costa down the inside. Fabulous pass. O Menino do Brasil through into position 3. Salim Hanna Hernandez. The gap last time was 0.7 of a second. It's 0.99 of a second. We'll call it 1 exactly. Ricky Flynn Motorsport 1 and 2. There is Costa. This may be the Brazilian-American's opportunity to stand on the top step of the podium this afternoon. At the moment, he's in position 3. Griff slams it down the inside, was committed from a mile back. He took 1 place, but lost 3 on the exit. Gael Badge from the Holy Land of Israel for the Swedish racing team goes through. The Ward Racing pilot on your screen, just ahead of the German Tayam Sala, who, remember, started out of grid 2. Fastest driver on the circuit also for the Ward Racing team at the moment, Elliot Kaczynski, with a 48.547. There's his teammate, who is just about to be passed. Tayam Sala makes a place back. Here comes the Austrian, the Pink Panther on the charge. Nicholas Schaufler from north of the border for DPK Racing in the Kart Republic. Sits in behind Gael Baj. There's Elliot Kaczynski on the charge. Newman Chi back to 8. Griffin Peebles 9. So Newman and Griffin, the 2 Chinese-born drivers, in the top 10, just ahead of Jimmy Helias. There's Glaswegian Zach Drummond. Luna Fluxa ahead of the newly crowned reigning junior world champion, Enzo Tavanishkul. The Forza Racing duo, they've dropped back after a reasonable start. Ed Robinson, Lewis Werrell, ahead of Andy Consani, the Australian Brad Madgman, and Rene Lammers from grid 24, up inside the top 20 already. It will be one almighty drive if the Dutchman can take the podium 3 times. He's won a WSK title. The driver from Zandvoort in the Netherlands for the Paralin team. Now he's up to 18th behind Andy Consani as we go back to the fight for the bottom step of the podium. There is Tayam Sala, the German, going through. Costa looks good here this weekend. There's Tayam Sala from Gael Badge. Ward Racing 343. Elliot Kaczynski, Ward Racing 342 in position 6. Costa is catching Guadic. Griffin Peebles going through. Just ahead of Jimmy Helias for the Energy Course Racing team. Jimmy Le Fantastique du Paris en France. Jimmy the Frenchman now with the energy team from Bergamo. Inside the top 10, had a heat win in the rain during the week. Dropping back though was Nicholas Schaufler there. He is fighting with Newman Chi. So Schaufler, who looked really good in the rain, but the grip is coming. And Schaufler, we expected him to figure, unless that Kart Republic comes on, he's in real trouble here. He's losing time. There's Newman Chi, looks over his right shoulder. Back to Griffin Peebles. And then Jimmy Helias in the energy cart out front. Ricky Flynn Motorsport 1 and 2. But the question is for how long? Costa is coming. Kaczynski behind him, position 6, the fastest driver on the circuit with a 47.966. Down through the chicane, the gap is 7/10 of a second. It was 1 second between the two Ricky Flynn Motorsport teammates driving the Lando Norris kart, which made its world debut in the hands of Lando himself. Norris taking part in official practice for this, the WSK Open Cup 1 year ago at Adria Karting Raceway. Ricky Flynn Motorsport, first and second. The Vortex engines tuned by one engines. Lando Norris kart. There is the KVS tuned Perilla Iami on the Kart Republic for the Sauber Karting Academy of Miguel Costa. He's closing in on the back of Maciej Guadic. Meanwhile, Rene Lammers down in 17th place, but with the fastest lap of the race. 10 laps remaining at the end of this one already. Costa is catching Guadic. There's Tayem Sala, the German champion, on the podium in the Rotax Euro Series a couple of seasons ago. He's one step off the podium. He's the German in the 307. Kart Republic here in the WSK Open Cup. The OK Junior final here this afternoon in perfect conditions. The sun is shining here in the north of Italy, the second day of October. And the British team with the Colombian and Polish drivers run 1-2, being caught by the boy from Brazil, born in America, for the Swiss Italian Sauber Kart Republic team. Miguel Costa on the charge. He's almost on the back of the all-in-backed Polish driver, Maciej Guadic, who won the second round of the WSK Euro Series at Sano a couple of months ago. Costa is right behind him. Into the final corner, not this time, as they both take 1/10 of a second out of the Colombian, the South American, Salim Hanna Hernandez. Maciej Guadic second in the WSK Euro Series, which was won by his countryman, Yannick Shirosky, who's racing this weekend in the OK Senior class. He's the all-in-back driver from Tarnów in Poland. Second place being caught by Costa. At the moment, the South American, this would be the biggest win of his career, Salim Hanna Hernandez, if he can hold on, but there's still the second half of the race remaining. We complete 9 of 17 at the end of this one. Costa's right there. Has to think about it. Has to be an intelligent, decisive move. Here it comes. Down the inside. O Menino do Brasil goes through to position 2. The RFM duo are split. This may well be the weekend for Costa. The two South Americans from the pole. First and second. RFM first and third. Costa is flying. There's Tayem Sala in the background. Gael Badge, Ilya Kaczynski, 5 and 6 for the Ward Racing team. Perfect pass from Costa. So now the Colombian from the American-born Brazilian, who now lives in Monte Carlo. The Ricky Flynn Motorsport drivers, the Lando Norris karts. First and third, Tayem Sala has not given up on a podium either. The gap last time was 0.757 of a second. We'll check it as they come across the line with now 7 laps remaining. Now to 0.8 of a second. We'll give the benefit of the doubt with the pass last lap. And you can see Costa is pulling away from Guadic. Winner, Jurek Dinner, not this afternoon from Maciej, unless he can do something spectacular in the remaining 7 laps. There's Griffin Peebles going through. Just ahead of Enzo Tarvanishkel, Jimmy Helias, Schaufler falls back to 11 from Werrell, Ajib, Rene Lammers, up into 14th place from grid 24. Down through the chicane, we'll watch the gap critically next time round. 0.823, you can see clearly Costa has dropped off Guadic. And there is Tayem Sala, the German, started from grid 2, the Kart Republic. At the moment, he's a step off the podium. 0.8 last time. It remains the same. Costa takes nothing, maybe a centimetre out of Salim Hernandez last time round. Down through the back straight, you can see Gael Batch sliding sideways. On the exit of turn 3 over the ripple strip, there's Tayam Sala, 3.07, a superb run all weekend. But it will be a heartbreaking miss for the Kart Republic driver. At the moment, he's in position 4. Down through the chicane. Guadic, he's in danger of being attacked by Tayam Sala. RFM still running 1 and 3. There is Costa, the familiar style of Miguel, Parents Raul and Juliana here trackside, nervously watching on their boy as we get news. There's the board to the left of your screen. Len Nice, the Belgian driver, has just been issued with a 5-second penalty. That puts him way down in 32nd position. It's down to 0.7 of a second. The two Ward Racing teammates on your screen, Elliot Kaczynski, Gael Bash. The Swede from Guy, Enzo Tarvanishkal. Tough run for the boy from Bangkok, Thailand. But he's now up into P8. Started on the 7th row of the grid on grid 14 in the 301. Racer 401, double R Tony Kart chassis powered by the Vortex. Tayam Sala, you can see, has caught Maciej Guadic. He's an opportunity. And Tayam Sala thinks better of it. Still time to get up onto the podium. Maciej Guadic is in danger of missing it. The gap is still stagnant, 0.7 of a second. Hernandez. What a performance, what a turnaround for the South American. There in the background is Tayam Sala. Has a think about it. And Elia Kaczynski, Gael Bash for Ward Racing trying to drag themselves into the battle for the bottom step of the podium. Salim Hernandez has gone from a midfield runner to be a star, and he's 4.5 laps away from taking the biggest victory of his career. Coached and mentored by the Indianapolis 500 winner, multiple Formula One Grand Prix winner, Juan Pablo Montoya. His protege in position 1 as Tayam Sala goes through into position 3, the German on the podium. Maciej is off it. Ricky Flynn Motorsport, they were running 1 and 2, they're now 1 and 4. Fantastic recovery for Tayam Sala. And the Kart Republic's now split the Ricky Flynn Motorsport Lando Norris karts. The response from the all-in-back pole in position 4. As we go back to his teammate, the gap still 0.7 of a second. Costa's running out of time. Salim Hernandez is driving superbly. The response from Maciej Guadic into the final corner, it needs to be decisive as Tayam Sala closes the door. And look who's come to play. Ilya Kaczynski now fighting for the bottom step of the podium. He's on the outside, he's now on the inside of Guadic as they come up the straight side by side, giving Tayam Sala breathing space. That time, Costa took 0.2 of a second out of the race leader. Here we go. The South Americans go 1-2. Tayam Sala in position 3. Kaczynski down the inside. And Maciej falls back to P5. The penultimate lap of the race. Salim Hernandez, 0.51 of a second ahead of Miguel Costa. Both drivers looking for what would be the biggest win of their respective careers. Costa driving the wheels off the Sauber Kart Republic. Salim Hernandez looking for victory for Ricky Flynn Motorsport in the Lando Norris kart. L'ultima vuelta for the Colombian in position 1, 0.4 of a second. Another 10th, but it may well be too little too late for Costa. There's Tayam Sala has broken free. The battle between himself, Guadic, Eilbash, and also Newman G. Enzo Tarvanishkal is not far behind also. But out front, Salim Hernandez comes down the hill for the final time. Miguel Costa, the gap is 0.4 of a second. He's too far back. Salim looks over his right shoulder nervously. The Sauber is coming. 2 corners remaining, turns in the Lando Norris 368 kart, the final corner. That checkered flag is about to wave. Vamos! Salim Hernandez, the Colombian, wins the WSK Open Cup for Ricky Flynn Motorsport in the Lando Norris kart. Miguel Costa, superb on the podium in position 2. And a fantastic recovery for the German. Tayem Sala, the German, yes, does take the podium after a beautiful comeback. He's position 3. What a race here at Lonato, and what a deserving victor. The South American for the proudly English team in the Lando Norris kart has taken the biggest win of his career by, listen to this, 0.2 of a second. It was 0.9 earlier on. Costa drove beautifully, but has just missed the podium. The highlights of an incredible race, the WSK Open Cup. We'll bring you those in just a moment. Salim Hernandez just confirming the Colombian has won the biggest race of his career at the center of the karting universe. P1 for RFM, P2 for Miguel Costa, and Tayem Sala, the German, on the podium, behind the 2 South Americans in 3rd place. The highlights of the final, remember the RFM drivers, they were 1 and 3 on the grid. Griffin Peebles from grid 5 tried to attack Griffin at Maciej Guadic, couldn't quite do it. And the Australian would fall down the order, ultimately to finish in P9. Schaufler was looking good earlier on, but it was Costa on the charge. RFM 1 and 2, but it would soon be 1 and 3 as the American-born Brazilian hounded in on the back of the 2020 WSK Mini Open Cup champion and passed him with a perfect move into the final corner. From there, Guadic could not hold on and was ultimately passed by Elliot Kaczynski and Tayem Sala, the German, a superb fight back. Made the move, and with this, Guadic was off the podium. Salim Hernandez, this brilliant fight for 3rd place. He was running away though, the Colombian, as Kaczynski down the inside and took Guadic, and Tayem Sala pulled away. The South Americans 1 and 2. It's the Colombian on the top step of the podium here this afternoon. The results, and there's the confirmation. Salim Hernandez has won the WSK Open Cup. Miguel Costa in the Sauber Kart Republic comes home 2nd, and the Kart Republic of the German Tayem Sala, a beautiful drive to finish in position 3. Kaczynski 4, Guadic 5. Good performance all weekend by Guy Elbaz, the driver from the Holy Land of Israel. In position 6, Newman Chi, Enzo Tarvanishkel, and Griffin Peebles. So the Chinese driver from the Spanish-born Thai, and Griff in P9, Lewis Werrell in position 10. Credit also to Rene Lammers, who came from grid 24 to finish in 11th place. The biggest win of his career, it will be the Colombian national anthem, and Salim Hernandez will stand on the top step of the podium. Stay with us, the presentation's live from Lonato in just a moment. are ready to proceed with the podium for the WSK Open Cup for OK Junior. An incredible race here this afternoon. The drivers have made their way up to the podium. And the Vega caps go on, and we are ready to get underway and award the title for 2022. The WSK Open Cup for OK Junior. Firstly, in third place from Germany, for Kart Republic, Tayam Sala. Second place for Sauber Kart Republic, the boy from Brazil, Miguel Costa. The biggest win of his career with an outstanding drive. Vamos, El Colombiano, for Ricky Flynn Motorsport, Salim Hanna Hernandez. The third place trophy to Tayam Sala of Deutschland. Second place, Miguel Costa from Brazil. The winner of the 2022 WSK Open Cup for Ricky Flynn Motorsport from Colombia, Salim Hanna Hernandez. The national anthem of Colombia. The podium for the 2022 WSK Open Cup. Third place, Tayam Sala. Second, Miguel Costa. Salim Hanna Hernandez wins the trophy here in Lonato. So a quick word with the race winner. First of all, congratulations to Tayam Sala, Miguel Costa and Salim Hanna Hernandez, the German behind the two South Americans here at Lonato. So congratulations, Tayam Sala from Germany in third place, Miguel Costa in second, and Salim Hanna Hernandez, a quick word. Quite simply, congratulations. What a race.
Thanks very much. Real thanks.
It was very difficult out there. Miguel was catching you. It went from 1 second down to 2/10. Were you worried?
Yes. Yeah, a lot. Yes. Just managed to be calm. Not slide the car that much. That's it.
And Ricky Flynn Motorsport, a brilliant kart. The Lando Norris kart was just perfect all week.
Thanks to Ricky Flynn, to my family, and thank God.
Congratulations, Salim, Miguel and Tayam. Stay with us on WSK.IT, the mini final in just a moment.